There is a kind of loneliness no one talks about. It doesn't come from being alone. It comes from being surrounded and still feeling unseen. It's the silence after you've opened your heart. It's the way your chest tightens when someone walks past you without asking if you're okay. It's sleeping beside someone who hasn't truly heard you in weeks. This is emotional abandonment, and it cuts deeper than most people realize, because rejection gives you clarity, but emotional abandonment, it leaves you wondering, am I too much or just not enough? Let me tell you about a girl. We'll call her Ariella, not because that's her name, but because she could be you or me or anyone who has ever tried to hold space for others while no one held space for them. Ariella loved hard. She poured her energy into everyone she cared about. Her only wish was to be seen, heard, understood, without having to beg for it. But instead, she was always the strong one, the peacemaker, the one who said, it's okay, even when it wasn't. Until one night, she broke. Not in a way the world could see, but in the quietest way a human can break. She smiled at dinner, she nodded in church, she answered, I'm fine. But later she cried on the bathroom floor, silently. That kind of pain doesn't announce itself. It just sinks in. If you feel a knot in your throat right now, that is your weakness. That is your body remembering, because emotional abandonment doesn't look like a fight. It looks like being dismissed when you open up, talking, and no one asking a follow-up question. Being told you are too sensitive when you express real needs. It can come from a partner who only touched your body but never your soul. It can come from a parent who never looked you in the eye. It can come from a friend who vanished the moment you were not useful. This is real. And it hurts. Why it hurts so much? You crave what you're wired for. Humans don't just need attention. We need attunement. That means someone who notices the deep in our tone when we say, I'm okay. We need someone who notices the way we look down when we're hiding tears. It also means someone who notices the way our joy shrink when no one celebrates us. But when no one notices, our brain learns something dangerous. My feeling doesn't matter. And that belief, it becomes a virus, quietly infecting every future relationship. One day, Ariella was going through Instagram. Everyone was glowing, smiling, posting soft life quotes with golden filters. She felt like a shadow. No one checked in. No one noticed she's been quiet. And finally, in a whisper only her soul could hear, she said, maybe no one is coming. And that was the moment she started healing. Not because it felt good, but because it was honest. Sometimes healing begins not with a miracle, but with the sentence, "I'm done waiting." Recognizing emotional abandonment comes with grief, a subtle creeping kind of grief. It might look like feeling drained after every conversation and blaming yourself, over explaining your feelings so you won't be misunderstood. It might also look like hiding your light so others don't feel insecure. This is not a flaw in you. It is a flaw you've gone too long unheard. Now, there are 3 lies emotional abandonment taught you. And I'm also going to tell you the truth. Lie number 1, I am too much. Do you know what the truth is? You were just too much for people who weren't ready for depth. Your Pisces nature is an ocean. Not everyone can swim. Lie number 2, if no one checks on me, I must not matter. The truth is, you have simply been the strong one for too long. People mistook your silence for strength. Lie number 3, I can't expect love the way I need it. The truth is, you're not asking for too much. You're asking to stop pretending that breadcrumbs are a meal. Ariella's healing journey began with 3 quiet choices. 1. She stopped explaining her words to the wrong people. She stopped trying to convince unavailable people she was lovable. She stopped shrinking when her feelings were called dramatic. She chose silence over explaining herself to those who never listened, and indeed, she spoke gently to herself. Secondly, she created safe spaces, even when she was the only one in them. She bought fresh bedsheets, made tea at night, lit candles, and wrote notes on mirrors. You're not invisible. You deserve to be loved. You're not broken. You're glowing. Number 3, she relearned connection, starting with herself. She stopped waiting for a text. She stopped watching who viewed her story, and instead she asked, what would it feel like to be heard, even if just by me? She cried. Then she exhaled, and she began again, not for anyone else, but for her. Now, it's your turn. A small but sacred practice. Do this tonight. Sit somewhere quiet, place one hand on your chest, and whisper, I deserve to feel heard. Even if I'm the only one holding me, do it for 7 nights, not to impress anyone, but to remember yourself. Because the version of you who feels invisible, she's not weak, she's just been unheard until now. You're not alone. If you've ever felt emotionally abandoned, if you've ever begged for presence in the silence, if you've ever wondered why no one stayed long enough to see you, let this be the reminder. You're not broken. You're not too much. You're not alone. Your healing doesn't require their apology. It just requires your permission. So today, take one step. Take one step back towards yourself. Remember, this is Ask Gracious. If this message found you, it's because your spirit was ready. Subscribe, like, share. and return anytime you need a voice to remind you you're ready enough. You always were.